Hey guys, it's your girl NAJAAM for NAJAAMlee.com, and in this video I'm going to be talking about Black is King, the Beyonce visual album. Well, I can't say Beyonce, but Beyonce and Lion King and Disney Plus visual album for Lion King, in a new twist for Black is King. I think that says it or sums it up. So I'm going to be talking about that, so stay tuned. So if you don't know, I am NAJAAM Lee. I am the CEO and owner of NAJAAM Lee Healing Temple and also Spiritual Sessions Academy. Currently, I'm teaching a class called Spiritual Knowledge Classes. It's an 8-week series, and we're going to be bringing a season 2 of this since there's been many requests to bring in another class, and so I'm going to do that for you guys. It's going to be opening up soon, and I will post the links and everything, which will be bit.ly/SK-classes. Again, that's bit.ly/SK-classes. If you're not on my email list, please do so right now at NAJAAMlee.com. Click subscribe and you are on the list. Again, just go over to NAJAAMlee.com and that link also will be posted. Now, what else? Also, my spiritual life coaching program, which is called Turn Your Life Up, is now open. The doors are open. I am taking registration, a limited amount of people for one-on-one life coaching. This is spiritual life coaching. This is us working together, you and me, yes. And we're going to work together to help you raise yourself up to the next level of your life. That is mentally, that is emotionally, that is physically, and that is spiritually. And so we're going to do that together, and I can't wait to work with you one-on-one. So my spacing right now, my schedule is open to bring in new clients. So if you like to work one-on-one, if you want to take your life to the next level, if you want to take your spiritual life to the next level, and your lifestyle to the next level, and so forth, you definitely want to check out Turn Your Life Up. It's a 6-month, and I also have a 12-month program where we are working together basically every single week, sometimes several times a week, sometimes every other week. It all depends where you are at, what you want to achieve, and how we're going to plan that out together. And so to learn more, I'm going to put that link down. That's bit.ly Turn Your Life Up now. Again, that's bit.ly/Turn Your Life Up now. Okay, and so I'm going to put that link below as well. Check it out. If this seems really good for you, sign up, register. You want to hold your seat because I'm only taking a limited amount of clients for my spiritual life coaching because it is one-on-one. All right. What else? I think that's about it. So check out those links, guys. Get on my email list, and let's get into the video. Okay, hands up. All right, I'm going to put a disclaimer. This is my opinion. This is coming from a spiritual perspective. I'm looking from this particular viewpoint as a spiritualist. Do not come for me with your hate. Do not come for me with your any type of thing. Listen keenly, listen carefully, and also engage with me in your comments. You can engage. We can have a really good adult conversation. But no, we don't need for the back chat things of that nature. I want us to engage and really understand this whole thing, okay? And also from a perspective of how does this benefit you? Okay, how did this enlighten you? How did this uplift you? Okay, so let's get into it. I did get to watch Black is King I watched it with my sister, and I also checked it out on my own. And a lot of parts of it I could not watch the second time. And I'm going to explain everything from perspective of the film itself and the presentation itself, and why some people felt it was dark, while some people felt like, ooh, this is inspiring of us to go back to Africa, or why some people looked at it as what's that word, appropriation, and why many Africans who are from Africa, born and raised in Africa, feel a way about it as well. Not everyone. There's two sides going on. And finally, like, how I feel about it. And then I want to open the floor up to you guys as well. Black is King, if you didn't see it, is basically I look at it like a partnership between Beyonce and Disney Plus. If you notice, throughout the years, she has been partnering with different companies when it comes to a visual album. One of the first ones that she did was, it was done on video, of course, but then she did her visual album, which was first on HBO, when she first had Blue Ivy, right? Or that documentary, I'm sorry. She did a documentary which was for HBO, when she had her birth with Blue Ivy, and just getting a background on motherhood and all this stuff. She did a visual album, and then which was also with, I think, HBO, but also she also did one for Netflix, right? She provided one for Netflix as well. And she also did one for Tidal. It was on Tidal as well. And then she created this one that I see for Disney Plus. Now, if you know anything about the background of Disney and children, okay, Disney World, Disney Resort, Disney itself, yes, the man was very creative, very animated, and everything of that nature, but also too, behind the scenes of everything magical, there's a lot of dirt. And to partner up with someone or a company that not only misrepresents people of color in a way that at first everyone thinks it's funny, it's hilarious, it's rah rah rah, but when you look deeper, it's really cynical, it's really dividing, and it places an impression on kids' mind at a very early age, especially when it comes to color, racism, colorism, and so forth, okay? And Disney is known for that, okay? Disney is big time known for that, especially with their classics and things that they bring in front of kids' faces, kids' eyes, okay? So from the perspective of, okay, Lion King, yes, of course, we totally understand why it would be Disney, right? Beyonce did a rendition of Lion King, and really bringing that anniversary to light when it came around, I think 20-year anniversary or 25th anniversary, something like that, and bringing in this new Lion King. Now, for me, that new Lion King was a flop. To me, it wasn't that great. I hate when, you know, when something is a classic and is so good, when people would ruin it with trying to do another edition. I feel that way with some of my favorite books, like Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen books, and to see them wreck it in film, it's like, why? You just really, you know, made the thing look ugly. But anyways, so with this, Disney has a reputation for, when it comes to racism and colorism, and to partner up with someone or a company that has that reputation, I just feel was just like, why? Was the money that good? The other part of that I question is Black is King, right? So I would say predominantly the audience that's watching that would be really for people of color, correct? And especially Black people all around the world, right? Because you can get Disney Plus all over the world now. Why? It's online. And so but especially for US, Canada viewers, the viewership for Disney Plus, I guess they needed more members. I guess they needed more subscriptions, right? And she brought a bunch of new followers, a bunch of new subscriptions to the platform of Disney Plus. Okay, great. We see the capitalism there. Okay, we see the money part there. But the audience, right? The audience, I question, why didn't this go onto BET? Why didn't this go onto, I think it's TV1 or one station? Why wasn't it pitched or even be the first pitches, if not the pitch for BET to have it, for that global? Why? Because when I look at the film itself really is predominantly trying to tell a story to people of color of remembering who you are, remembering your ancestors, remembering where you come from as a people, right? As a people, especially the diaspora, all right? Especially the diaspora, right? So when you look at the film, this visual album performance production, right, where it's an all Black cast, okay, all Black cast, all Black music, all scenery that depicts Africa, that depicts wealth, that depicts richness, that depicts color in the brightest, complex, unified way, right? In when it comes to the prints, the fashion, the art, the scenery, the landscape, right? It all depicts of Africa in such a way of telling the diaspora, especially, remember who you are, right? That's what I got from the gist of it, of remembering who you are, remembering that the land that you're on is not really the land that you come from, right? So if that is the energy of the film, and you are seriously in this direction of unification and remembering of ancestors and connecting with ancestors and connecting with the power of your people, how Disney come into this? Which part of Disney Plus or Disney 2 or whatever you want to call it, comes into this? Okay, that's my question. Okay, you can look at it, maybe you have an answer, put it down below. But I really checked with that, like, which part here, who are you talking to? Because if I look on the roster of, or the menu of Disney Plus, I look at the shows that they have. Majority are cartoon movies for children, right? Which majority of them are of people of non-color. There are a few where we have Moana, we have I think it's Atlantis, we have Coco, and a few the frog, I forgot her name, something on the frog, the New Orleans depiction, and something else. There was another one that I saw, but everything else was, they have this preset of what they're showing the audience of Disney Plus. So when you see Beyonce's Black is King, it looks like a sore thumb. Okay, it stands out, yes. It's dark. You see color of the other movies, flashy color, which kids gravitate to. And then when you see the picture that they're using for to represent Black is King is a very dark photo of Beyonce. It's a black background and her in a leopard print or jaguar print outfit, and it's like, what? Do you understand me? Where the target is kids. The target is, from what I see with Disney Plus, you're age 5 or age 7 to about age maybe 14, 15, in that age bracket where, you know, kids still love watching, preteens still love watching, you know, cartoon movies like that, okay? Disney movies, right? It's heavily dominant in that age range. So when you see color, black, color, and she stands out with that, it looks dark. The situation is dark. The situation is like odd. It doesn't pop to me, okay? Just because your face is on it, it should show a kid. It should show the little boy who is the character of the movie, I thought. But from what I saw, is mostly Beyonce, the character of the movie. And I have a problem with that, because if you are talking about Black is King, and the story is through the eyes of a little boy coming into the age of a man, right? And coming to the age of responsibility, and coming into the age of uniting with Nala and so forth, right? I want to see that on the cover. I want to see that on the picture. I don't want to see Beyonce. Okay, Beyonce, your name can be on it, but we don't need your face, right? In that perspective, because the audience, I'm looking at the audience that Disney Plus is catering to on Disney Plus is the ages 5 to about 14, 15. Does that make sense to you guys? Does that make sense? Okay, so we got that out of the way. Okay. The movie itself. So we got business out of the way. We already know this was done for business. Watch me. I'm going to get a certain amount of subscriptions for you based on my film. That's it. That's what I got from the gist of it. Even my sister was the same thing. Like, yeah, it's just capitalism all the way through, because nothing else makes sense. You understand? Out of the whole thing. Okay, next. The movie itself. Okay, so we have a lot of color. We have a lot of confusion. And the confusion is that in one aspect, right, we see a little boy at when it begins, I guess, by the water, and the tradition of blessing the child. You know, once you have the birth of the child, bringing it into the waters of Goddess Yamiya, and for her blessings, for her nurturing, for her guidance of the child. And then you know, because you're in the element of not only water but also the sun, right, and also the earth at the same time, and you're surrounded by the mountains or the hills or whatever like that. So you're in a space of the elements, you're in the space of the orishas, okay? So, but the dominant, of course, is Goddess Yamiya, or Mami Wata, as others will say. So that brings in a blessing. Okay, great. Beautiful. And then there are parts of it where it goes all over the place, right? The sequence of the story is all over the place, because you have one part we're now bringing in the story of Moses. I don't even know how we got to the story of Moses and the Hebrewites, and bringing this depiction inward into the story of, you know, placing the child into the basket, going down the river of Oshun, I would say, and him coming up into the ancestors, and so it's like bits and pieces are taken from. Now I know that the story of Moses is choppy, especially in the ways depicted of Egypt and coming down the Nile River, and being caught or being seen by his own mother, who pretends to be a servant, a maid, or does become a servant or maid or whatever like that. And so we have a first part of in the beginning of the child, and the darkness of going through life and meeting these particular guides or guardians on the pathway of him learning. And so I wish there was dialogue, like really good dialogue that gave more sense. The music is fine, the fashion is fine, the dances are okay, but the story is all over the place. And I feel like it could have been much more structured in a way of really bringing to you guys an understanding of what is happening. Because if you are in the diaspora and you are not truly connected to your homeland, a lot of these things being shown or depicted, you're going to think, oh, that's the way. You know, I'm really kind of disappointed with the whole hut thing. Yes, you're bringing in that particular tribe, people in it to showcase. I love that I understand, but you know, for the diaspora, who you're showing the movie to, the diaspora. So for them, it's like, oh, we're still in this hut. From what we're been taught from school, that Africa is starving, they live in huts, you know, they don't have anything else going for them. They have beautiful landscape, they have all this richness of the land, but they don't have anything. Like, it's still depicting in that. I don't care about all the fashion in it, because the majority of the fashion was of the heavy fashion was worn by Beyonce. You have others in some, she brings in for certain songs, which depicts like unification of some of the outfits that they're wearing. The color is great, but I didn't see anything where really giving to the country in a way of really giving to the country, you know, really teaching. It's just a feel good thing, and you're feeling good on what vibration, you're feeling good on what frequency. So let's get into that. Some of the rituals that were put in there are low vibrating rituals, which voodoo is not low vibrating. Voodoo is not supposed to be low vibrating. Voodoo means spirit, coming from the word voodoo, which is VODOU. And the truth of that is that, you know, it's an uplifting, it's a connection with the earth, connection with the nature, connection with the spirits, connecting with your ancestors, connecting with your star beings, connecting with your star family. And all we got was, you know, trying to bring in this energy of low vibration. At some points of the movie, I could not watch because of an energy and a ritual, and there are certain things that she was doing that if you didn't catch it, it would go over your head. And she did some dark stuff. I'm sorry, she did some dark stuff. And so then I'm thinking, if your audience is kids, what are you trying to do? Why you're pulling on energy? You're pulling the audience energy for your own sake. That's not good. Your film should be given energy, should be giving 1000% energy for your audience to watch and take in and uplift. You shouldn't be taking no energy, but she is. She's taking a lot of energy from when you watch it, and it's camouflaged so well in the performances and the song and the scenery, the landscape. Like, you're blinded. You are blinded. And I have a problem with that. I have a problem with, still you are capitalizing on, I look at it also like this. The only time I see she do anything like this is when she needs something, right? There's something that she wants, right? There's something that she needs. And because she really didn't have to do a visual album at all. She really didn't have to. She could have did a visual album for songs that she wanted. She could have did a whole movie called Black is King with proper scripts and everything of that nature, and really tell a truth story, right? And don't partner with anything. Partner with yourself. Partner with your with Jay-Z. Both of y'all just bring something and that's it. Why partner with all these other people? But I see that you are still going to be partnering with these particular platforms. So this was just capitalism all the way through, right? Capitalism all the way through. Because there's something underlining about it, just really underlining, and I felt it. Many other people have felt it, and felt like you just went way over your head with, like, and not even over her head. Let me take that back. I just feel like you have just selfish gains in this, and the selfish gains is that her selfish gains outweighed everybody else's, I look at also, did those people that participated in the movie, what did they get out of it? I hope they got something really well out of it. I hope. Because majority of the people that were in this film were new actors, new singers, or singers that you've never seen before, have heard of, or the rest of the world have heard of. By a lot of newbies, and I hope the compensation was really, really good for them, and that it was fair, and that it was really fair. And the other part of that is, I hope somebody comes out with really doing African history in a really great way, in such as teaching, right? Of really explaining, of really you understanding what's going on, and that it's not so vague and buried under other rituals and other symbolism that favor or may look similar to what is supposed to be when it's not really. You understand me? And because you're working with another entity, and that entity is Disney Plus. You're working with an entity that is not of African descent. You're working with an entity that has nothing to do with Africa in that way. And they have always worked on a lower vibration or a lower frequency. So I don't know how light, if you're trying to bring light with darkness and you both partnering in such a way, but the darkness is outweighing the light. Yeah, and it's really interesting, and I'm not watching that thing again. I am so tired of the songs. I'm not listening to the songs. But if I can say this as an adult, or for adults that watched it and never seen anything, something in them, it gave them like a urge to research or learn more about Africa, then I hope that you do, and I think that's a great thing. If that's what the film did for you, that it has taken you to a space of, I want to go to Africa, I want to visit Africa, I want to live in Africa, or I want to vacation in Africa, or I want to learn more about my heritage of what tribe do I really come from, who are my people, where in Africa do I come from. you know, if it did that for you. But if you just watched and you just loved the fashion and you just loved the music and that was it, and you loved the visuals and it didn't push you to do anything else, then the movie did nothing for you. It did nothing for your soul but take your energy. And that's what I believe, that's what I've seen it done, is take the energy from others watching it instead of giving to others. Okay, I'm not here to put Beyonce on a pedestal or anything like that. She got plenty of people to do that for. Okay, she doesn't need me to put her on a pedestal. I don't put her on a pedestal because I know she can do better, and I know she can actually, if she wanted to, make it better and do something totally different from this than to put on it comes across like, you know, like back in the day, back in the 40s and 50s. We're going through like a Black Lives movement right now, right? And the seriousness of what's going on, right? And then you have, you know, to take everybody off their fight and put them in a space of, let's watch some TV. And when you turn on the TV, you see clowns, and they're, you know, jumping up and down, making fun, and, you know, dancing and singing and clowning around. That's what this looked like to me. You know, that in a time like this, right, we want to parade and dance and all this other stuff in such a way. I'm going to call you soon. So, I am not disrespecting this lady. I'm not disrespecting anything. And it's not just a lady because she's in partnership with Disney. So, for both of them, it's not a disrespect. I just think y'all need to reevaluate how this was for the age group that you are directing this to, Disney Plus, because us adults are not watching Disney Plus like that. We're probably watching BET, but this movie was designed for that age group. So you gotta question what's going on. You gotta question what's really being said, what's really being taught, what's really being shown. Okay? You gotta question it, okay? And please don't come to me with, oh, well, if Blue Ivy can be it. Blue Ivy is conditioned already for the entertainment industry, for the music industry. Her lifestyle is different. What she's exposed to is so far different than what any regular kid would be exposed to, okay? So please do not put that comparison. It's not gonna work with me, okay? So she's seen a whole lot more. She's around a whole lot more adults than you would ever think of when it comes to the music and entertainment industry. So she's seen a whole different side of things, okay? All right? So we're looking at regular kids who have never been exposed and are exposed to something like this and are seeing something like this, but it is the undercurrent of it is dark. So meaning, and when I say dark, I'm not talking about the colors, I'm not talking about the blackness, I'm talking about the energy, the frequency that this is riding on. Okay, it's pulling on your energy. All right, guys, so I leave it there. I can continue, I can go on and on and on and on and on, but I am not going to. So go ahead right now, leave your comments if you like to. If this was great, if this was eye-opening, if this is going to make you like really look at the movie again, awesome. Let me know. Put a thumbs up, put a hearts up, and know that I'm bringing only a different perspective, okay? And that was in the disclaimer. I love you guys. Again, I'm NAJAAM for Saya Lee for NAJAAMlee.com, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.